Okay, so it's been about a week. We all have heard about the story in Birmingham, Alabama. There was a coach that was unalived by his mistress's boyfriend because he was in their home. So, mistress invited this man into the home. They're having an affair. She's 21, boyfriend 23. The coach is 39. I feel like this is all just all mixed up because this shouldn't have happened. If you're going to be having an affair, do it outside of your house, especially if you share it with someone else. It just went bad all around. But now I think about the wife. She has to hear this information about what her husband was doing, how long this has been going on. Then they have children. And the right thing to do is plan a service for him that is, decent and in order. Would you be able to do that? As a wife, or even as a husband, if this happened to you, how would you handle that situation? Would you be able to put your emotions to the side and do what's best and just ask the Lord, to give you some strength? Or would you be the one to say, Lord, just forgive me because I can't? I'm conflicted with that. I remember when Steve McNair passed away, and being here in Nashville, it was all over the news, and it was pictures that were coming up, and we all know the circumstances of his demise. But on the news, they were showing pictures of him on vacation with, a girlfriend and all these things. And I thought it was so tacky because they kept referring to this woman as his girlfriend. I refer to her as a mistress, as a hoe, right? Because he had a wife and she knew that he had a wife. He also knew that he had a wife. I'm not taking that away from him, but it was just in her face all this time. But she still was able to go plan a decent service for him, have him put away with dignity and pride. And I know part of that is because of who he was as a person, right? It was Steve McNair. It's Steve McNair. He was famous. And I think that she did it also because she loved him and she wanted to do what was right. But I think about that. I wasn't married at the time, but now that I am, I'm like, I hope I don't have a situation like this because I don't know if I'm that strong or if the Lord has worked on me enough. I'm just not sure that I'd be able to do that. I don't know what would happen to my husband. I might have to get my mother-in-law to plan it. Like, I don't know. And would I go? I don't know. People are going to be looking to see, everybody's probably watching the wife's reactions, waiting on her to say anything. It's like it's so much scrutiny over a bad decision that he made that now has final consequences. And the burden of making sure everything is done right is on the wife. So I just wonder, women and men, if this happens, so just anybody, would you be able to move forward and bury that person with pride and dignity? Or what would you do? I'd love to know.